Coffee with Todd. I think yes. I do believe it's coffee time. Good morning, everybody. December 13th. Can you believe it? Whew. December 13th. Sunday. Rainy Sunday here in Vermont. Not a snowy Sunday, believe it or not. It's rainy. Silver bell. Silver bell. It's coffee time. On the internet. Ring-a-ling. Hear them ring. Soon it will be coffee time. Good morning, Linda. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, I got a good show for you today. I always have a good show for you, don't I? Of course I do. But I've got a really good show this morning. I have Mike Goudreau coming on the show this morning. Singer, songwriter, blues guitarist, jazz musician from Stansted, Quebec, which is just across the border into Canada from where I live. I'm very excited to catch up with Mike. We're going to do that this morning and sing some songs, have some coffee. It's going to be a great morning. Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Jody. Good morning, Todd. Susan, good morning. Annie, good morning. I'm glad the gang's all here. Let's get started. Coffee with Todd starts in just a minute. Oh, that's good coffee. All right, here we go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Todd. Let's put this little whoopie-doo. There we go. Let's put the my little PayPal link and my little Venmo link up there. The show is free, but if you'd like to send a donation my way, it would be appreciated. It helps pay the cost of streaming online. And believe it or not, there are a cost to streaming on. Nothing's free anymore. Hey, welcome to Coffee with Todd. If you're new, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you've been hanging around here for a while, I appreciate you coming back every week. Welcome to the Christmas set that we have here on Coffee with Todd. You might have noticed I have a Santa hat on. Yeah, I love this hat. I only get to wear it once a year, so I'm taking full advantage of it. Good morning, Christopher. Good morning, Deidre. Mark Sokolis, good morning. Oh, man, do we have a show for you this morning? I mentioned just a moment ago, I've got Mike Goudreau coming on the show. He's going to be tuning in from his home in Stansted, We haven't seen him since he played Wednesdays on the Waterfront, I believe, last year. A real quick shout out as well to my nephew Cooper. There he is. He taught me the proper way to wear a ball cap this past summer. Cooper turned 1 year old yesterday. So, unfortunately, we didn't get to see him. But Cooper, if you're watching, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. That's such a cute picture of him. I love it. Announcements. Next week on Coffee with Todd, next Sunday, I'm so excited about this. Drum roll. The one, the only, Ellis Paul is going to be joining us. Yeah. Ellis Paul will be with us next Sunday. So super, 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 super excited about that. But today, Mike Goudreau will be joining us. So, man, oh man, we've got a good show of coffee drinking and storytelling and music singing. We're going to do a bunch of guitar playing. I'm going to sing a song for you, but first, I need a sip of coffee. If you would like one of these coffee mugs, there's a link in the description above or below or wherever Facebook and YouTube put the things that's there. Well, boy, if you order it today, I'll ship it out tomorrow. We'll make sure we get it there for Christmas. They make good stocking stuffers. This one's full of coffee. I'm not going to put it in the stocking behind me. I've got other stuff too. I got bracelets and I got maple syrup. But we're not going to talk about that now. Well, I'd like to visit the moon on a rocket ship high in the air. I'd like to visit the moon, but I don't think I'd like to live there. Well, I could look down on the earth from above, but I miss all the places and the people I love. So though I might like it for one afternoon, I don't want to live on the moon. Well, I'd like to travel the sea. I could meet all the fish everywhere. Yes, I would travel the sea, but I don't think I'd like to live there. Well, I could stay for a day if I had my wish, but there's not much to do when your friends are all fish. And an oyster and clam are not real family, so I don't want to live in the sea. I'd like to visit the jungle, hear the lions roar, go back in time and meet a dinosaur. There's so many strange places I'd like to be, but none of them permanently. So if I should visit the moon, well, I'll dance on a moonbeam and then I'll make a wish on a star. I will wish I was home once again. Well, I could look down on the earth from above, but I miss all the places and the people I love. So though I may go, I'll be coming home soon. 'Cause I don't want to live on the moon. No, I don't want to live on the moon. There we go. That's my latest single. I Don't Want to Live on the Moon, available on Spotify and Apple Fi and Amazon Fi and the whole 9 yards of Fi. It's everywhere. Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much. Paul, good morning. Yes, maple syrup. I have maple syrup for sale, Christopher. I'll show you real quick, like. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Right here. Bah! Hey, why didn't that work? Oh, there we go. Hey, see? Yeah, see? It's a CD and it's some maple syrup. Yeah, can you hand it to me? I'll show it to you in person here. Yeah, this is what we call a sweet sampler. It's got a 2-song CD on it because it's just a sampler. And it's got 8.45 ounces, I believe, of pure Vermont maple syrup, all packaged together. Ooh. With this sexy looking dude on it. Here you go. We've only got a couple left, so if you would like some, you might want to order it today. And if you don't, we'll use it for pancakes. Danielle wanted me to break in and I got Mike Goudreau coming up in just a second, but first I want to the maple syrup is from Jed's Sugar House in Derby. They worked with me last spring to put those together. So it's 2020 maple syrup. It's just as good as 2021's maple syrup, I promise you. Maple syrup was not infected by COVID-19. Plus the trees froze in 2019. Some sad news to pass along, and later on in the show we'll do this properly. But unfortunately, our good friend Mojo Morganfield, Joseph Mojo Morganfield, who was on the show a few weeks ago, passed away this past week, sadly and young, and we miss him very much. And I'm going to attempt to sing one of his songs to close out the show this morning in tribute to Mojo, but sending thoughts out to his family. I can't even imagine, and yeah, it's just sad news. But we'll do a proper tribute to Mojo after we talk to our guest of honor today, who is Mike Goudreau. He's dialing in right now, so we'll get him up in just a second. And next week, Ellis Paul is our guest. Yeah, I'm very excited. If you don't know who Ellis is, I'm very excited to introduce you to him. If you've ever seen the movie Me, Myself, and Irene, his song, The World Ain't Slowing Down, thank you. My brain is not waking up. The World Ain't Slowing Down is all over that movie. So I'm very excited to introduce you to Ellis Paul. What else am I missing? Oh, yeah, a lot of people asked what our tree looked like after we got it decorated. Here you go. Whoa, look at that. Pretty, 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 pretty. What? What? It's pretty.
It is pretty.
It's pretty, 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 pretty. Hi, Lucy. Yeah, Paul. It's tough news. I'm gonna attempt to sing his new single at the end of the show. I worked on it a little bit yesterday. I ain't the best at the blues, but I'm gonna try. And who's gonna give me inspiration is our guest today, because he's very good at the blues. So let me just refill my coffee cup and we'll get him on, shall you?
Shall you?
Shall we? Shall us?
Shall we all?
Shall all acquaintance be forgot. Na na na. Oh no, it's leaking.
Oh no.
Is this bad? You guys didn't see that, did you?
Oh.
What?
Just
Okay. Let's get him on. Singer, songwriter, blues and jazz guitarist Mike Goudreau. Where is he? Good morning. Oh well, I gotta hit this button first. Let's do that again. All right, Mike Goudreau. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Thank you so much for coming on my show. I'm excited to see you. You don't live all that far away, but right now, we can't go see each other.
No, I know. I miss crossing the border so much. I'm a dual citizen and I can cross, but when you cross, you have to isolate for 14 days. So you do. It's not a time to do it. So
Yeah.
we certainly miss our friends. We miss our restaurants and places that we like to go. And I miss playing over there too, because I do play a few times a year, and I'm missing it.
Yeah, the last time I saw you was not this past summer, but the summer before at Wednesday on the waterfront in Newport.
Yeah, such a great event, and
Yeah.
wow, Newport needed that so badly, and it's so cool. They got the lake there. It's just it's made to happen.
It's beautiful, and it's unfortunate that we didn't have it last summer, but hopefully this. I don't know. I don't know what the.
Well, everyone's hoping for the best, that
Yeah.
things that we find some kind of new normal. Anyway, I guess that's what we need to be hopeful for.
I hope so. You mentioned that you were a dual citizen, and I did a little bit of homework before this interview, and I didn't realize that you were born in Newport, though.
Yeah, the old Newport Hospital.
Wow.
1965.
But you didn't grow up in Newport. You grew up in.
We didn't grow up. I'll tell you what. People that live in Stansted and Rock Island that are from my generation, we experienced the same things as you guys did. We went to the Newport Drive-In. We went to Jay's Snack Bar to get the foot-long hot dogs. We went to Nips to get their fried chicken.
Yeah.
My grandfather had a cottage on Lake Salem. All these things that connect all our cultures here on these little border towns like that. And it's really unique to us. Like the Haskell Opera House, too, is another great example. It's a building that's literally, they purposely built it on the border.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what the reason is, but historically they built it right on the line. So the audience is in the USA and the artists are in Canada.
Yeah.
Performing. It's so cool.
It is cool, and I don't think they could ever build that building again with all the regulations.
Absolutely not. No. But it's unique, It's in Ripley's book, so
Is it really?
Yes.
That's
it's
cool.
A very unique thing. People, I think, in the area don't even realize it as much. In Canada, in Quebec especially, we're really well informed about it, maybe more. But when they renovated the Haskell Opera House, they had these restoration people from Boston that came and renovated it, and to the final, very, very details, of the paint that was used and the plaster and everything to make it exactly as it was in 1903. That's really something else.
That's amazing, and it's such a cool place to play. Like, it not only does it sound amazing, it just feels.
No, there's a vibe there, absolutely. I remember singing Stardust there for a jazz concert, and I never felt. I've been playing music for a very long time, and I played all over in lots of rooms, but that room is really special. And singing that song in that room with a really small, almost acoustic jazz band with that grand piano. Oh my gosh, it gives me goosebumps just talking about it. Yeah. It's a really special thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of a kind. You mentioned that you've played all around everywhere. Of course, you're based just on the other side of the border from us. So are you in Stansted?
I am in Stansted. I've been living here most of my life.
Yeah.
And my wife has been working at the Newport Hospital for over 20 years, North Country Hospital. She's now actually working in Littleton. She's doing both places now. So,
Oh, wow.
So we have, we still have a very strong American connection with so many friends, and for my wife, her work colleagues and all that, especially in the medical field and all that. And,
Yeah.
Those are old ties that have endured, and that's another point of not being able to cross anymore. She's in Littleton. Maybe I could go and, when she's there on a 3 or 4 night stretch, I can't go now and just say, hey, I'm going to hang out with you. I'm going to spend the night here tonight.
But because, yeah, but because she's a frontline worker, she's able to cross.
Yes, because it's a frontline worker.
Yeah.
In French, we say a travailleur essentiel, essential worker.
Essential worker. Yes, that's actually what I meant to say, but I didn't. That's good though, because how tricky would that have been if she couldn't cry? Like, her job is in the United States.
Yeah, well, I mean, she, in Quebec, they're looking for people too, so she probably could get a job working at Sherbrooke at the CHU or maybe somewhere else, but she'd be almost starting from the bottom of. And it's another thing over here too. Our system is very, very different than yours.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
It's another thing, for the people that work there, which would be a totally other discussion. But there's good and bad in both systems.
That's how it is with everything in life, I think. I got off from my original question, but you've played all over Canada, all over the United States, haven't you? I mean,
yeah, and in the last few years, I was lucky to tour with some really famous Quebec artists. The guy from just lives in Sherbrooke, not far from here, that I've known for 30 years, but he's become a very, very big star in France and in Belgium and even in Ukraine and in the Eastern European countries. His name is Goudreau, and he was in this very, very big musical review of, it was called Notre Dame de Paris, which is the Hunchback of Notre Dame that they did in France, but it was a worldwide success, and he played the role of the Hunchback in this review, so it kind of made him like a really, really big star. And the Quebec artist too, Roch Voisine, who's another famous Quebec artist that did really good in Europe, and Corneille, who's actually an African. I think he's from Uganda or one of those really, really African countries, and he has quite a story anyway. And he moved to Quebec and became a very big star in Quebec, but also in France. He's more like a hip hop guy. Anyway, so they were doing like a Broadway review, kind of like the Rat Pack, but a French version. So they were doing Sinatra songs and kind of a big band thing. And I toured with them like 4 years ago. I never took tours like that because I always like being close to home, being with my family and stuff. And but that came up through a friend of mine who's a musician that I've been working with for 30 years, and we did that, and it was such an incredible experience to travel to Europe, and we went to Ukraine, we went to Russia, we went. All in the span of like 2.5-3 years, I did all that, and it was really amazing to be able to do that, like at 51, 52 years old, after kind of saying no for so many years, and then doing that. It was kind of a really cool thing that happened to me in the last few years, and now I've been devoting my life to writing songs for television and film for my publishing part since 2007. So all this is kind of coming together now. And now with COVID, we're stuck at home and trying to figure out ways getting our music out, and possibly earning a living, because we don't know how much longer all this stuff is going to last.
Yeah, it's made it tough. It's taken everybody off the road, and I started this little show where I drink coffee and talk to musicians that I enjoy. So
No, that's great. That's why I love. I've watched you. I've watched you many times, and that's why I find that's like, see, if we weren't possibly living this, all these neat little things wouldn't be happening so much, because people would be so busy with their lives and doing their things that they're doing. But instead of, they're home and they're like, okay, I can only spend so much time on Facebook. I need to do something else to entertain myself.
yeah. So you mentioned that you did you do songs for television shows and movies, and I've got the list in front of me. There's some pretty well-known, popular television shows and movies, and thankfully you started that all before the pandemic, so you kind of had some traction, which is, it kind of keeps you, since you can't be playing live, at least you can still be creating this way, which is cool.
Yeah, and also it's helping too with the royalties, because that's the only money really coming in right now. On the whole, we did get some help here in Quebec. We, in the States, we got the stimulus, but over here we got what they call a PCU, which is unemployed people could ask for $2,000 if they're out of work and they don't have any money coming in. So you're allowed to do this for a few months in a row over the last course of. We're very lucky in this country for that, and but it in the end, you are going to be paying for it, because you have to pay the taxes on all this money that you got. But still,
Right.
At least you're not losing your house, or at least you're able to pay your rent in certain cases. I'm lucky because of the royalties. My wife's working. We're very fortunate.
Yeah.
Some other people got it way, way, way tougher than us. I have friends in Montreal that have not played a gig since March.
Oof.
And they're world class musicians. I'm serious,
Yeah.
And there's tons in Vermont too,
And the overhead to live in Montreal's not a cheap place to make the rent,
city.
especially if you're not working.
No, absolutely. So you need to be grateful for. We're lucky. We live in Stansted. We have our house here. We've been living here for 20 years. And the cost of rent and to live in Stansted is very, very low compared to other places to live.
Yeah.
A lot of people would not want to live in Stansted.
Right.
But we love it. We love living in Stansted, and we love the whole, all the upper part of New England that we adore. All these little hubs and little lakes and little great places that exist here in the northeastern kingdom. Thinking of Glover and Burlington and Morrisville and all these little cool little towns that have lots of groovy places, and those places got to be suffering too. I would assume pretty bad.
Yeah, it's been tough all around, but we're a strong species, so we shall persevere.
Oh yeah, there's much worse things that could happen. War is much worse than this. This is not funny, but war is much worse. My grandfather that lived just one street down from where I live now. He was in World War II, and he saw guys get their heads shot off.
Yeah.
I don't think that's very fun.
No, I can't imagine. I think we're lucky that we have so much technology available to us, and we're able to connect like this, which, even 5 years ago, there was Skype, but the technology's advanced at just about the right time, because otherwise, I guess we'd feel maybe it would be good to be a little less connected this day and age, but I don't know.
I don't know. You know, it's a weird time that we're living in right now, and it's a unique time, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and but I don't know. I keep the faith. I really do have faith in people, and I think love will always persevere, no matter what. You know, and Christmas time is all about, you know, the kind of superficial stuff, but it's really cool that Christmas time also should be more about, you know, just saying, hey, I love you, I care about you, and
Yeah.
that's it, you know.
You know, it's funny you mention that, because I almost couldn't wait for the holiday season to begin, because one of my favorite things about the holiday season, and it's not, you know, seeing family, obviously, but everybody seems to always be in just a slightly better mood for about 2.5 weeks. And I've been so looking forward to that, because people have, you know, and for good reasons, been a little grumpier this year than normal. So I'm glad that the holiday season's here.
It's a tough time, you know, but
Yeah.
you know, we need more people that need to be up and stuff, you know. I did a live video on Facebook this week, and I expected nothing of it. I just did it out of the living room, like, so
Yeah.
nonchalantly, and we failed the first time because I was using an old iPad, and fortunately my kids were here, they're so much better at the tech stuff than I am.
Well, that's the world they grew up in, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. They got the instinct. They just, you know, it becomes intuitive to them. But we had such a great time doing the Facebook thing here, and all the messages I got in the last couple days after, you know, 1,500, 2,000 views just for a little thing done in the living room, nonchalantly, last minute, and that's what's beautiful about this, you know, that we can do that, you know, and give pleasure to people sometimes. And
Yeah.
I could, you know, you get the message. I'm sure you get them all the time. And it's like, oh, thanks, man. I needed that today. That made me feel good.
Yeah, it's great to still be able to connect. There's nothing like being with a live audience and feeling the back and forth, but
It's just a little weird for people that are used to performing all the time. And we did a lot of live videos before the summer, and a lot of the musicians had a really hard time with that, because they're like, I don't know, man, it's weird. We're kind of looking into the camera and performing, and it's weird. And I said, you just got to kind of try to get in your bubble and pretend that the audience is there, and then you'll see after, when you played, you'll see the comments, and you'll see how, you know, see the impact that it had on people, and that it made them feel good, and it's like, you didn't waste your time doing that. No, they really did dig it, you know. It was cool.
Yeah, it's just different. They're there, but it's different. You mentioned the big band earlier, and I just wanted to say, before, you're going to sing for us in a couple minutes, but one of my favorite things about seeing you live whenever you come to Newport, or I think I've only seen you in Newport, but I love that you always have like a horn section, and you've got this really full sounding band. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's always been the goal to be able to present it that way. It's very hard nowadays to have a big band, because a lot of venues don't want to pay for 4 and 5 musicians. But
oh, sure,
as soon as you got 2 horns in a band, if you got 3, it's even incredible.
Yeah,
we did 2 horns in the 90s till about the 2000s. Then at the beginning of the 2000s, you know, we got more into 3 horns. And 3 horns, if you have a guitar player, a bass player with 3 horns, that's all you need. It's such a full, beautiful sound, and there's still lots of air in the music. It's nice to have a keyboard too, especially a good keyboard player. But really a lot of times when the budget's restrained and we're like, okay, can we do this gig 6-piece, 3 horns, bass guitar, drum? That to me, that's the ultimate sound, that you can do so much different styles of music too.
Yeah, and it's so much fun as in the audience. It's so much fun to just makes you want to dance, and I can't dance to save my life. So
me neither. I'm a terrible dancer. I like slow dancing though.
Yeah. Nobody ever believes that. They're like, "Oh, you're a musician. You should be a good dancer." I'm like, "No, we count differently than you do."
Yeah. A lot of musicians. Well, there is some musicians that are good dancers, but I'm definitely not one of them.
Me either. Well, do you want to sing for us?
Yeah, you bet.
I mean, I hope so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my microphone while you sing, so I don't interfere, and let's bring some live music onto Coffee with Todd this morning.
If I were a stuntman risking life and limb, I would want you to know how much danger I'm in. I look like I'm scared of myself and I'm throwing, but when I'm in your loving arms, all I adore. Oh, I'm so glad I have you. If I were a stuntman risking life and limb, I wouldn't want you to know how much danger I'm in. You might look like I'm sure of myself and my skills, but when I'm in your loving arms, I get such a thrill. Oh, I'm so glad I have you. Fishermen on the barren sea, just drifting and drifting like nothing ever scares me. Putting bait in the water at minus 30 degrees. The mere thought of your sunny smile makes me weak in the knees. Oh, I'm so glad I have you.
Yeah, man. I love it. I'm a guitar dork, and I have to ask, what kind of, is that a guild that you're playing?
This is a guild, yes. I think the model is called the American. It's basically a copy of a 28, like a yeah. Yeah, it's like a copy of a Martin D dreadnought guitar. I've had this for I don't know, 25 years. The guy that had it before me owned a studio in Beebe, not far away from here.
Yeah,
just a kilometer down the road, but still very much on the border of Vermont there. And his name is Jean Cousteau. He recorded. what's the name of the guy from Newport? He sings Elvis, and he's got a really, really great voice.
Oh, yeah.
Mark
Shelton.
Mark Shelton, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like really good voice and a really good presence. And Mark sang a lot of his first demos and stuff at the studio and BB at Jacques Cousteau's studio.
Oh, wow.
And I bought the guitar from him on that studio. And because I worked there for about 10 years, I must have mixed about 200 albums there over the course of 10 years. And he was a really, really cool guy, like a very Parisian French. He was into Georges Brassens and all the French songs. But he was also a really good, very, very good audio engineer. And he lived 3 kilometers, which is like 1.7 miles away from my house.
Yes. Yeah, you got to convert that for us. They didn't teach us that in school. They should have, though, because we're right there.
Oh, no, the thing is, I'm in the wrong generation because when I was a kid, we were on the American system. So it was inches. It was not centimeters. It was inches. Yes. And it was not kilograms. It was pounds. So when I grew up, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, and I think around grade 6, it was grade 5 or grade 6, they said, we're changing. We're going to the metric system. And I'm telling you, man, that generation, we are so messed up. It's like I still don't know what 30 Celsius is. But if you say 85 degrees, I know what 85 degrees feels like.
Wow,
that's how stupid that is.
So is that all of Canada, or was it just Quebec that?
No, that was all of Canada. Yeah.
Okay.
We all went to the metric system. I believe it was all at the same time. Yeah. And so in school it was like, wow, we're in 5th grade. Then in 6th grade it was like, okay, inches are out, Fahrenheit's out.
Forget everything you know.
Oh my gosh, man! It was like, why are you doing that to us now?
That's crazy. That's so funny.
It's already hard enough as it is.
I know, right? That's funny. Well, I guess on the plus side, you understand centimeters and millimeters and kilometers much better than I do.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. We're educated in it. But anyway, now with with computers, it's like, okay, I'm at the grocery store. I need 2 kilograms of chicken meat. So how much is 2 kilograms of chicken meat in pounds? Or if I'm in the States, okay, what's 2 kilograms in pounds? Okay, Google it right off. Okay, 2 kilograms in pounds is blah blah blah. Okay, good.
I'm always yelling at Alexa when I cook. Like if they say you need a certain amount of milliliters, I'm like, Alexa, how many ounces is? Oh. Speaking of that, I want you to play another song, but I'm glad you mentioned cooking because I follow you on Facebook, and you're always posting these pictures of like this amazing meal, like this like gumbo that you made or something. It looks like, you could have had a colleague as a chef if you wanted to as well.
Well, I've been working on that cookbook for forever. It's kind of a running gag now with people that know me well and around this area and stuff that I've been posting my recipes on Facebook for a long time because I take pictures of the recipes, and then when I take the pictures, the recipe kind of gets saved that way too, So sometimes you forget all the stuff that you're doing during the year because, you get home or you got a really good deal on, wow, organic chicken was so cheap today. Okay, what can we do with that,
Yeah.
And so I've been working on that for forever, and I will get it done one of these days. I have an idea, or even if I had the time, but I'd love to do a cooking podcast mixed with music. I've been thinking about that for a long time, and I even have friends in Montreal that are publishers, and they were like, "Wow, you should publish your recipes and combine your music with it somehow." And I was like, "Yeah, I've been thinking about it forever, but there's just not enough hours and not enough days in the week to get all the work done that we want to do, I'm already wearing like 5, 6, 7 hats already. Doing I'm managing my websites because I have to have an English website, but I also have to have a French website for Quebec.
Sure.
And if I don't have a French website, it's not good. People take that very personally over here. They expect you to have everything bilingual, you know, and so
Yeah.
I try to keep that good, but it's a lot of work. Just that to start with, you got to manage that, and then the publishing thing, which started in 2007, but has just become pretty much my main thing, you know, and especially now with COVID, I'm just watching my Facebook feed, and the number of companies sprouting up now, encouraging musicians and composers to submit their songs for this and submit their songs for that. These companies, a lot of them are actually just preying on people that are desperate and they want to make money, and they don't even know if their songs are good or not, and they're giving them expectations. That has always happened, you know, because I've tried some stuff. I didn't fall into films and TVs by accident. There was a lot of work, and people don't understand this. I give seminars a few times a year in the universities here in Quebec about music licensing to explain what this is, because this right now it's becoming a very more well-known thing. But like 10 years ago, I didn't even know what that was. You know, 13 years ago when I started music licensing, well, what's that? You know, it's like, well, hey, when you're watching Grey's Anatomy, all that music that you're hearing in the background, well, it comes from something. You know, people are licensing their music to these television shows. Oh, well, wow, how do you get your music to these people? But it requires a lot of research and a lot of trial and error, and you know, I just put a lot of time into that from 2007 to at least 2015. A lot of many hundreds, thousands of hours. People don't even realize how many hours you need to put to study and to know which are the companies that are good companies that can help you out, that can license your music, can really place your music, that have actual connections. Anyway, I don't want to take the whole video here going up about music licensing, but you know, this is kind of like the new thing right now, where people are, because the music business is so messed up right now, people are looking for solutions. Like, what am I going to do? I'm a musician. I want to be a musician. I want to make a living off my music. How do I do that? I can't even perform anymore. How do you do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I might have to take one of those seminars sometime. I've done a very little bit with licensing. I've had a couple little things on TV or on some commercials, but nothing big. So maybe we'll talk some other time about that. But let's have you.
It's an interesting thing for musicians today, but now there's so many outlets that it's becoming kind of a sea of confusion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Well, let's do another song. What do you got for us?
I'm going to do a Christmas song here.
Cool.
I call this a optimistic, slightly pessimistic Christmas song. It's called A Christmas Wish. I wrote this just a few weeks ago. This is going to be the only maybe first or second time that I actually perform this live, so I hope I don't mess it up too bad here. And it's called A Christmas Wish. Anyway, it's all about Christmas and what maybe we would like Christmas to be. Why do we all get so caught up at Christmas. It should be a simple time of year. No one should feel sad at Christmas. Wish that there were only happy cheer. Why is it all about the gifts and presents? Why not be about togetherness? Why do we all just get back to the basics? All this world needs is love and tenderness. Lights that shine so bright, a merry cup of cheer. Cuddling with the ones we love and having them so near. Hopeful for peace on earth. Don't tell me mankind won't learn. Imagine if no one sad at Christmas. No lonely souls just feeling so alone. Call me foolish and a silly dreamer, but this world is everybody's home. But this world is everybody's home.
Yeah, man. Love it. I've always told myself that someday I'd write a Christmas song, but I've yet to do it.
I've had good luck with Christmas songs with licensing, so that I'm kind of inspired to try to write them. But there's so many great Christmas songs that have been written. You know, some of my favorites are the old ones from the 40s and the 50s. I'm a big fan of Sinatra, so you know anything.
Yeah. Me too.
40s, 50s.
Yeah, the classics. But yeah, it's of course, you know, I went through a period where I hated Christmas music because I worked in radio for a number of years. I worked at Moon 92, and oh my God, like we just played, you know how radio works. Like there's 25 songs and we just play them over and over. So, but now I've been away from radio for a few years, so I enjoy Christmas music again.
Yeah. I love it, but you really have to dose it, you know. I'm kind of the same way about the decoration part, you know. It's like I kind of got my idea is like, okay, no Christmas decorations, at least in my house. And I'm not judging other people that do it before, but I'm just saying, no Christmas decorations in my house. As a rule, not official, but semi-official rule, December 1st. After that, that's good. Got to be after American Thanksgiving.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, because you guys do your Thanksgiving in October.
Yeah, but you know, for my family, like we celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving, but we almost in our family we noticed American Thanksgiving more because it's so big. It's so big in the U.S. Yeah. Thanksgiving is like it's very, very important in the U.S. I always love that about that your culture, you know. But it's my culture too because I grew up in it, and I love the fact that Thanksgiving is important and family and all that, and you know, it's almost as big as Christmas.
Almost, but it's a lot cheaper. I say that never having made a big meal for 30 people. I bet that's pretty expensive.
It is. Depends on what you make, though, you know. So
yeah, if it was me, it would be SpaghettiOs for that. I made a big old pot of SpaghettiOs. Happy Thanksgiving.
Put some cheese on the top. Everybody's gonna be happy.
Yeah, that's Italian right there. You got one more song for us?
Yeah, sure. I'm wondering. I'm gonna do.
Oh yeah, a little harmonica.
I was wondering what I should do, but I think I'll do this. But I don't play a blues harp though to save my life. I'm just a folk harp player, so I'm more like Bob Dylan, Neil Young that style. But I wish
Me
I could
too.
play I wish I could play the blues harp, but it's really hard to play the blues harp, and it takes a lot of practice to get really good.
Yeah.
Because I've played with some really, really good harp players, so I'm like, I'm not touching that. It really requires so much practice, and it's very expensive to be a blues harp player because the harps only last so long when you're sucking and blowing very, very hard in them every night.
Yeah.
The guys that are economical, a few of I've known, Harmonica Zeke and Pascal Veilla that play with me, they clean them. They take them apart and they clean them, and then they actually file the reeds, and depending on where you file the reed, the beginning of the reed or the middle of the reed, it changes the pitch, and you can actually put them back in tune when they're not in tune.
Wow.
But not everybody. It's not for the faint. It's not for the faint of heart.
I've had all my harmonicas probably for 20 years.
Yeah,
I just tune the guitar to them.
my harps last 2-3 years a piece, but I only play 3 keys. I play G, A, and C. So, and I know like I don't know 30 tunes on the harp.
Perfect.
And most of them I've been playing for a long time. So I figured, okay, an original blues tune, a Christmas tune, and a Beatles tune that John Lennon sang. And I guess John Lennon, the story goes that he wanted this to sound like a Bob Dylan song because they really admired Bob Dylan. And it was like one of the first kind of folk rock tunes that the Beatles wrote. I stand with my head in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feeling 2 foot small. Everywhere people stare, each and every day. I can see them laugh at me, and I hear them say, you've got to hide your love away. Hey, you've got to hide your love away. How can I even try when I can never win? Hearing them, seeing them in the state I'm in. How could she say to me that love will find a way?
Yeah, man. Excellent. I love that song.
It's funny. We play that in restaurants, and I see people sing along.
Oh yeah.
It's funny, There's tunes like that. It just
Yeah. That's the whole music's the universal language, right?
certainly is.
Cool, man. Well, I don't know if there's anything that you wanted to bring up before we say goodbye, or if we touched on everything.
Merry Christmas to everybody in the Northeastern Kingdom or beyond that are listening to this podcast, and thank you for having me, Todd. I appreciate it, and all the best to you. Continued success with this, and I think it's good that you're doing this. It's good for people. People need to have a smile every day, and it's a beautiful thing, and it has a lot of value what you're doing. So I commend.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I hope that it brings a little bit of joy to
I
people.
guarantee you it does. All these little things, that to in French we say pour divertir, to get your mind off it, to get your mind off your woes and these little woes that we're going through right now. But things are going to be good. Things are going to work out.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Well, hopefully we can.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, man. And hopefully we can. Maybe I'll bring you back on this show, but hopefully maybe we could do a show in person soon. That would be really cool.
That would be nice if we could do that sometime soon.
We'll do it.
We used to.
Yeah.
I so miss going to the Belvedere restaurant and the East Side restaurant. Some of my favorite places. The Lago Trattoria in Newport too. I absolutely love that place. We're like regular customers, but we have not been there since January last year. We so miss it.
Yeah, it's tough. It's weird, but hopefully next year. I don't think it's. People joke about I can't wait for 2020 to be over. Like it's just gonna change January 1st, but
no, it's not gonna work that way.
It won't be that quick. But hopefully, by summer, fall, things will start to.
You got to keep the smile.
Absolutely, man.
You got to keep the smile, and a smile, a nice smile to someone can really brighten their day. And it sounds tacky to say so, but it really does work.
Nah, it's the absolute truth, man. Well, cheers. Thank you so much for coming on.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers,
Joyeux
man.
Noël.
All right. Mike Goudreau. Such a good guest to have on the show this morning. I shouldn't say if and when. I'm going to say when everything opens back up and you get a chance to see Mike perform, especially with his full band, do it. It is so awesome. Danielle loves to see Mike play, and I drank all my coffee during that there interview. All right. Well, we've got one more song, but before we do that, let me go through the motions here on Coffee with Todd. If you would like to send a tip my way to help me keep paying the streaming costs and make this show a viable endeavor, the links are right there. You certainly don't have to. It's a free show, but every little bit helps, as they say. If you would like to get one of these awesome Coffee with Todd mugs, well, we've got links in the description as well. You can order one, and if you order it soon, it'll get there by Christmas, hopefully. What else have we got? So many things. Oh yeah, that's my Christmas tree. Danielle makes guitar string bracelets. There's a link for those as well. All of the strings have been played by me. A lot of them have been played by me on stage somewhere, but some of the bracelets will feature strings played here on Coffee with Todd. We've got a couple of these maple syrup sweet samplers left. Oh man, so much stuff. And my guest next Sunday, I'm so excited for this. If you're just tuning in, Ellis Paul is going to be joining us next Sunday. Ellis is a a very important figure in my folk music life, and we'll tell you all about it next week. But Ellis Paul coming on the show next Sunday. Happy birthday to my nephew Cooper. He turned 1 yesterday. There, he and I am hanging out on a boat. I got a boat. It's not my boat, but anyway, the family, the pontoon. That's actually what we call it. It's a pontoon boat. Yeah, but it's a pontoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pontoon boat.
And it's kind of like the family boat, and so there's a graphic on it called the pontoon. So we charter that out on Lake Memphremagog, and hey, when the border opens back up, we'll zip right across the border and we'll say hi to Mike Goudreau.
There we go.
So thank you so much, Mike, for coming on the show, and check out his music. It's MikeGoudreau.com. Mark, is that your gift under the tree? Well, maybe. All right, I'm gonna sing one more song, and then Danielle wants some breakfast. I don't know how this is gonna work, but we've got a Martin guitar and a Taylor guitar pick, so something might. I don't know. Something might blow up. Can you do that? Martin, Taylor.
Yes, you can.
Is that okay to do?
People wear Nike and Adidas, and
What's the difference? What's the difference? Thank you all so much for tuning in to Coffee with Todd. Let's take one more sip of coffee here. That's some good coffee. All right, I'm going to attempt to do a song in honor of my friend Joseph Morganfield, Joseph Mojo Morganfield. Sadly, he was a guest on our show maybe a month ago, and sadly he passed away Thursday at a very young age. It's so sad for his family and everybody involved, and I want to do his latest song as a tribute to him. The song went to #1 on the blues charts just a few weeks ago. It's called "It's Good to Be King." I'm gonna try to do it, Joseph. Now, I'm certainly not the blues guitarist that Mike Goudreau is, so I'm gonna try my folk version of the Joseph Morganfield song in honor of the great Mojo. So let's try it. Spending all my bad time composing my will. Make all my subjects bend down and kiss my ring. Hey, Lord, Lord, you know that it's good to be king. I build a diamond-studded scepter, a big old shiny crown, taking in my taxes, throwing my weight around. I'm feeling really godlike. I can do most anything. Hey, Lord, Lord, you know that it's good to be king. Princess, even when I'm old, make those around me do just what I'm told. I have a funny gesture, make me laugh and sing. on the mountain, high up on the hill, spending all my bad time, imposing my will, make all my subjects bend down and kiss my ring. Hey, Lord, Lord, you know that it's good to be king. Hey, Lord, Lord, you know that it's good to be king. Hey, Lord, Lord, you know that it's good to be king. All right. It's good to be king. Joseph Morganfield. Yeah, man. Well, we miss you, buddy, and we'll see you. We'll see you on the other dimension at some time. But I know that you're jamming with your father right now. Of course, the great Muddy Waters. So, yeah. Cheers, Joseph. Cheers. Cheers. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Next week we've got Ellis Paul, and boy, and then Christmas is coming up. So I got to wear my Santa hat while we can. All right, guys. Oh, where's my sign?
You got it?
Oh, I got it. Be safe. Be well. Be kind. And get into the holiday spirit, damn it. Stop being so grumpy. I'm not talking to all of you, but to the ones that need to hear that, you know who you are. All right. Peace out, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week on Coffee with Todd. Have a great Sunday, everybody.